The Walt Disney World Resort has had years to prepare for 2025 when Epic Universe, the massive addition to Universal Studios, will finally debut. And despite Bob Iger and Josh D'Amaro claiming that they've been ready for this all along, it is looking like Disney World might actually say so long to their position as the top spot for theme parks in the world. We'll explain why Disney simply cannot afford a bad 2025 right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the place that tells you what's going on in a place that was once the happiest spot on earth. Or is it magical? Who can remember? Well, we can, because we study these things. We pay close attention to Walt Disney World Resort as well as Disneyland Resort. And we can tell you that Disney is resorting to some very serious gimmicks to try to convince you that they still have something up their sleeve when nothing can be seen for 2025. It is a sparse year indeed, and it could not come at a worse time. It may even have investors starting to feel quite a bit of panic. It's tragic at the Magic Kingdom. Click the like button. Panel, let's get started. Disney has no answer to Epic Universe. It is out of USA Today. It's by Eva Chen, and it says, new nighttime parade, Disney Villains Show, more, debuting at Disney World in 2025. Now, this article is supposed to be a tour de force of why you should be going with force to see Disney and not Universal Studios in Florida. But it winds up being just sad. So let's take a look at the best that Disney can do to convince you to vacay in the Sunshine State with them. The wait is almost over. Hey, I didn't even know it began. Test Track and Little Mermaid fans. On Tuesday, Walt Disney World revealed when the newly imagined Epcot attraction and Disney's Hollywood Studios show will open next year. 5 all-new experiences will also debut in 2025, including a nighttime parade first revealed at this summer's D23. So here's what we have. Remember, Universal Studios opening what could be the greatest theme park in the world, probably will be, by the way. We have more information on that on the Patreon. I really recommend people go listen in to the story from yesterday, exclusive there, about why Epic Universe is so good and why Disney is in a panic. Universal will not give them their Imagineers back. I highly recommend you go listen. But here's what Disney has to counter Epic Universe. It says, late next spring, Spaceship Earth will open a lounge. And there's your lounge, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at that.
Overpriced alcohol and snacks.
That's right. $100 drinks, everybody. You can sit in this lounge. You can see the seating there is vast as well. It's just huge. Also, in the summer, Disney will debut Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. It's going to be a new show that'll be over there next to Rock and Roller Coaster. And, of course, it won't be Rock and Roller Coaster then because they're going to close it. Change it. Make it Muppets for no reason. They could make this be a new Muppet Vision place, but they're not going to because that would be too intelligent, too smart, too easy. We're also getting a Little Mermaid musical adventure, which is another way of saying it's the same Little Mermaid theater show that you saw before, just we renamed it and changed some stuff so that we can say it's new. Vacant theater filled finally. You're also getting a new nighttime parade, Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, which is to say that, hey, you remember how for decades at Magic Kingdom, we always had a nighttime parade, and after the pandemic, we stopped? Yeah, we're going to bring it back again. You're going to get another nighttime parade finally.
Finally. Rip it off from Japan.
That's right. And then Test Track, which is a ride that was open all this year until just recently, will reopen at the end of the summer after everybody's gone. So you get Test Track back. But what are you getting in late 2025 to counter Epic Universe? Well, look, it's another tiny, tiny bar with seating for 5 families. I'm not sure why you're going to take the 5 families, but there'll be a bar inside the Pirates queue area.
I got rid of an awesome gift shop that you would get put out into.
And at the winter now. So trying to stop Epic Universe in the winter, they're going to have Zootopia, Better Zoogether. Okay, that's actually legit. That's the first thing of all the things we've read that actually might have some impact. Not much, but it might. And that's it. That's it. That is Disney World's upcoming 2025. That is how they're going to defend themselves against Epic Universe. And what's shocking to me is they've had years and years and years to know this was coming. There is nothing to counter program. I mean, this is just sad. You're talking about the year of lounges. Vash, what is going to happen to Walt Disney World as they face down Epic Universe with this paltry portfolio of not even new attractions?
Yeah, it's not even new attractions. It's two lounges, 2 stage shows. One of them filling up an empty space, like you said right there. One new attraction right there, and then one refurbished attraction with a nighttime spectacular or nighttime parade added in there, which has been missing from Walt Disney World for quite some time. It's just not really going to move the needle there, bro. You're not going to have people look at Epic Universe with its 5 themed lands and many of them being brand new attractions never seen before, with some of the most groundbreaking animatronics work that we've ever seen, amazing new effects, and a nighttime spectacular of its own at night. Not going to convince them to somehow cannibalize their vacation time at Universal to go to see these things at Walt Disney World. I just don't really see it happening. And with Universal's strategy of making it so that you have to dedicate 3, 4, or 5 days to see Epic Universe, that's really going to move the needle even further in Universal's direction. Walt Disney World can't really counter at this moment.
And I think that's what shuts down the idea that Disney's going to grow their business like they're trying to sell to investors. I think, we didn't get a chance to mention that during the morning magic stream, magic morning, whatever. I always screw that up. But anyway, that was one of the points I wanted to make, is that that particular strategy doesn't work if you're holding on to those guests for half their vacation, probably longer, because it's a pain in the butt to move down the highway. Especially when you've kind of set up your base of operations. So once you're at Universal for 3 days, you're not likely to take 2 days to go to Disney, or 3 or 4 days to go to Disney, and I don't think you're going to be able to experience everything on a 3-day ticket at Universal anyway. I mean,
I'll throw one more thing in there, Culture. Yeah. If they're using Universal as their home base and they see how hard Universal is working right now, and the fact that you don't have to be on your phone all the time at Universal, I think a couple of days at Disney might not work in Disney's favor.
Yeah, I think
that might actually solidify that the next trip is a lot more Universal, if not completely Universal.
Yeah, and that's the way I'm seeing families tip. Go ahead, Erica. Sorry.
I was going to say Disney is banking on being that add-on to a Universal vacation. It kind of makes sense in a way that they're, the word I want to use, I don't want to say in the stream. They are, I don't know, I can't.
Parasitic?
Facehuggers? Cannibal?
They're just half doing it, they're not bringing their, they're not firing on all pistons.
No, they're just pulling over or thinking, well, we'll just bank on our name. I mean, we're Disney. People want to come to Orlando and stay Disney, right? But it's just like, okay, when people get to Orlando, then you have to go that extra 15 miles to get to Disney property. Then you have to go across Disney property and do all of that. And in contrast, Universal Orlando, right there smack in the middle of the International Drive Tourist District, which has been going downhill for a while, but with this, it's all back. You've got Epic Universe, which is in walking distance. I kid you not. So if you're going to MegaCon at the Orange County Convention Center, you can stay at Stella Nova or Terra Luna and be able to walk to the Orange County Convention Center.
Well, and there's Lorena, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's massive Rosen hotels that are all around that area as well.
Yes, several.
You're not going to just be stuck at the Lowe's properties that are on property at there. So there's a lot of opportunities here, and it's going to be easier to add on over time. But I think Disney's just relying too much on their brand name, which they don't think they recognize they've driven into the ground. I just don't.
Well, that's not untypical. Steve Jobs famously said, if you're not willing to put yourself out of business, someone will do it for you.
Yeah.
And that's
right. Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
position they're in. And I just don't think Disney's new gender affirming ride is going to be particularly popular.
There's the Orwellian phrase right there, isn't it?
They're definitely not acting as if their market share is under significant threat. And this is what is bizarre to me is you would think investors would be catching on that, hey, half of this company's revenue come from theme parks. And the biggest theme park asset we have, 1/3 of all profit derived from Walt Disney World, it's under significant threat from Epic Universe. And nobody seems to be connecting that series of dots. And there aren't many, like it's 2 dots. So it's a straight line to connect and go, uh-oh. And nobody's doing it yet, at least that I can tell in the financial institution. So I don't know. I think they're in trouble.
There was one person who put that together. It was Nelson Peltz, actually, in his white paper. It was very prominently displayed. Hey, look, listen, there is major competition coming in Orlando. What are we doing about it? And how much of the $60 billion that we've announced is being allocated to deal specifically with that threat? Never got an answer to any of those questions. And the answers that we do get to some of those questions are very, very tragic and maybe eroding what makes Walt Disney World a special place, not actually enhancing it. So, and Bob Iger will say, well, we've taken this into account. Look at all the myriad of attractions that we've added to Walt Disney World in the time span between, Harry Potter and now. And it's like, well, wait a minute, those were responses to Harry Potter itself. What responses are you going to actually have when a brand new park with 1 Harry Potter land along with 4 others will debut right next door? And I think a lot of people are putting this together in their own heads and saying, look, Walt Disney World, it's great, but it's long in the tooth, 50 years old. Some of those attractions being now you have a new park opening up on Universal property with brand new attractions. I'm just going to go there because I don't have necessarily the money or the time to spend at both properties.
And another thing to keep in mind is that Universal has been doing market research for years. When they're asking people about their vacations, did you spend time at Disney? How long did you spend? How are we compared to Disney on merchandise, on food, on hotels? They make it very, very plain over these past couple of years that they are coming for Disney's market share. So it's not like Universal woke up one day and decided to do this. No, this has been a multi-year effort that they've been working on.
Well, who was the chucklehead that said that they weren't worried about Epic? The Walt Disney Imagineering head, was it Vaughn?
Bruce Vaughn said he wasn't worried about Universal when it came to Harry Potter and all the other things that they were making at the time. That was a number of years ago when Marty Sklar was still alive.
Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet. That's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.